You can be in the room and not be there. Not because you don't care, it's because you're in your head and it's costing you more than you think. On the hero's journey, the purpose of life is to fully experience it. All traditional cultures knew that the richness of life, true freedom, the Holy Grail, was the ability to be in the now. And as I teach many, many business leaders around the globe, what I notice is that on this journey to fully experiencing life, often initially they're very much in their thinking mind, they're in their heads. And some of them have started to do meditation, which is fantastic. Yet meditation isn't embodied presence. Meditation is the doorway. It can be the opening. Yet meditation can still be very much a thinking process. Or I do my 10 minutes meditation and then I get on with my life and I'm not present. Often they're at a meeting or with their family and their body's there. Their body is present at some level, but their thinking is elsewhere. And so some people then start to explore not just meditation, but a felt sense, which is starting to get into the body. Remember, in the body, we have all of the different sensations. We have the 5 key senses, and we also have the predominant experience of emotions, feeling life. And again, that's a huge shift. And then embodied presence is the ability to hold that presence through pressure, through tension, through challenge. In meditation, we often think and start to see things. Embodiment, we start to feel things, feel our senses. Embodied presence, we start to integrate. And of course, this is the key because embodied presence is a felt sense of life. It's simultaneous attuned awareness. If meditation is about internal, embodied presence is about relational as well. And that's such a big part of this work because we don't live in a vacuum. As leaders, as householders, so much of our experience is through relationship. And if you don't master embodied presence, then the people in your relationships are not fully getting you, fully getting your energy, your connection, the intimacy that they're looking for. And so once you start to understand this and start to realize that if I can cultivate a state of being through embodied presence, through that simultaneous attuned awareness, I can be connected with my inner field of energy, my inner body, which again allows me to access the now, what's happening for me now, not just at a sensory level, but also at a deeper energetic level. I can also then be connected to the relational field. What's happening with my child? What's happening with my beloved? What's happening with my leadership team? And the studies are clear that the most effective leaders, the most effective parenting, and in fact, the most effective therapy doesn't come from the modality. You can learn all you want about leadership. You can read all the books. You can read all the books about parenting. You can do any modality of healing. The key is the relational field. The more present the practitioner, the more present the leader, the more present the parent, the co-regulation occurs. A lot of the conversation now about nervous system and regulating the nervous system, traditional cultures knew this through embodied presence. What we're doing is we're becoming aware of the whole energetic field. And in doing that, we start to regulate our nervous system. And co-regulation, if you've got children, you'll know when the child is anxious, upset, disturbed, it's not about fixing it. It's not about thinking what the solution is. It's about being present. Because when you're present and regulated, you create the co-regulation for the child to settle down. Their nervous system settles. I'm safe, I'm seen, I'm connected. The biggest gift you can give little children, is presence, eye contact, and touch. Particularly tiny children. That's how they create safe and secure attachment. The biggest gift you can give the feminine is presence. The driver for the feminine is connection. And when she feels your presence, she feels connected. And if she feels connected, she feels safe. And if she feels safe, she will start to feel seen, heard, and valued. And then, of course, in your team, remember, leadership is about connection and direction. That's all your team are looking for. They can't connect with you if you're not present, if you're not in your body, that relational field. As soon as they feel that connection through your energetic field, again, they feel heard, they feel seen, and you're clear with your direction, then you'll create a successful team, you'll create a successful culture. And remember, the power of embodied presence is that the biggest gift we have is our attention. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Whatever you want to experience in life, a deeper, more intimate relationship, you want to experience more wealth, more health. Where is your attention? Everything is frequency and vibration. Everything is connected. And so when you're embodied and present, your attention is here and now. What happens is that frequency and vibration you become aware of, and then you can dial into the frequency and vibration that you're looking for, of joy, of abundance, of flow, whatever that might be. And of course, that is so powerful because that creates your future. We create the future in the now. And the two key distinctions around this are that part of it is on your own healing journey, on your own journey of self-awareness as a leader. Remember, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to grow and be able to hold a bigger container under pressure. If you've got a growth mindset, if you want to grow and learn, the studies are clear that 80% of change comes from the neck down. Intellectual change is a very small part of holistic change. Remember, understanding something in life is the booby prize. The way change occurs is first there's the concept, the education. I'd like to be a better leader. Second is the application. Who do I need to be? What do I need to embody to be a better leader? And the third is integration, unconscious competence. And so again, a lot of performance coaching, a lot of leadership development, a lot of podcasts and books are just dealing with the intellect. They're only dealing with a very small percentage of change, growth, leadership. Remember, it's about aligning the head, the heart, and the Hara, the gut. They're the three central columns by which we create change. And that growth and change comes from within you as well. All of us, in the context of adult development, arrive as adults with a certain shape, a certain history, a certain life experience. And that influences our embodied presence because the body holds every experience you've had. The body holds your beliefs, the frequency and vibration of your trauma, your nervous system. It's not good or bad. It's just evidence of what you've experienced. And again, if you've got a growth mindset, when you arrive at a certain shape, a certain way of being, based on your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings, your actions, if you want to learn and grow and develop yourself, the first is we have to meet that shape, that sense of you, with love and compassion. And the way we do that is just simply through acknowledgement. And acknowledgement is just to recognize what is so. It's not good or bad, it's not judging, and it's not resisting the current feelings, not resisting the current belief system. Remember, what you resist persists. It's about accepting. It's about acknowledging. And acknowledging means feeling it. So wherever you are on your hero's journey, wherever you are on your leadership development, the first piece in embodied presence is to start to notice and accept and acknowledge and feel all of who you are. And often there are parts of us that are limited, parts of us that have been blocked, parts of us that have been splintered off. We're not running at full capacity. Again, but it's not a problem. Coaching and learning and develop. It's like Roger Federer had a coach right until the end. Not because he was a bad tennis player, but because he wanted to grow and learn, and be a bigger version of himself. Once you fully acknowledge, usually with support from a coach, a mentor, a peer group, you start to go, oh, okay, I'm a little bit blocked there. I've got some fear there. It might be about abundance. It might be imposter syndrome. It might be stepping up, some old habits and patterns. And you start to notice that shape emotionally, physically, intellectually. Then through loving acknowledgement and acceptance, you start to go, okay, what's the shape I'd like to inhabit? What's the identity of the person I want to be? How would I feel? How would I lead? How would I think? Again, on this journey of loving ourselves, accepting ourselves. And that's the second step to grow through embodied presence. One is to acknowledge the current version of you. Two is to start to feel and inhabit the new version of you. Who is that leader that you choose to be? And then the third step is on this journey of blending, of this journey of growing, is you got to start to act as if. You got to start to behave differently. You're not always going to feel abundant yet. And this is where under pressure, I might feel scarcity, but can I act abundant? Under pressure, I might feel not good enough, but can I act confident? This isn't positive thinking, the icing on the cake, just at an intellectual level. It's at an embodied level. You start to behave, feel, and act differently. And again, when you do that and you're committed to it and consistent with it, you'll start to see the change. You start to upgrade your operating system. You start to upgrade your energetic field. You become a different parent, a different partner, a different leader. And all of this comes through the body. Remember, the fastest way to the now, to being present in the now, is through the body. We can experience it through nature. We can experience it through intimacy. There are different ways, yet all of it comes back to the ability to be in the body. I have a lot of friends who meditate a lot, and most of the time they're living outside of their body. They're trying to transcend the human experience. I see this a lot with men. They're trying to transcend or avoid instead of fully being in the hero's journey. You see people who do a 7-day silent retreat of a Vipassana Buddhist retreat, and half of the time they're out there. They're up in the rafters, up in the ethers. They're not in their body. That's a very different experience to embodied presence. And so if you really want to cultivate this human experience, what I know, all the teachers I've sat with, both traditional owners and also contemporary leadership, is the real power is the ability to be present in your body and to be able to hold under pressure the person you want to be, to meet a bigger business, to meet the bigger challenges of parenting, to meet whatever's happening externally. Remember, your business isn't a reflection of your strategy. It's a reflection of your state. If you're not embodied and present and aware of your state, then nothing external is going to shift sustainably. If this landed for you, go to the link below to check out the True Freedom Plan. This is the map from the Success Mountain to the Freedom Mountain.